Ken versus T. Ken won because Sephiroth can do good stuff against Pac-Man. Get the counter pick to the Kazuya. Then Kazuya beats the Sephiroth. And then we switch to the Sonic, and then the Sonic beats the Kazuya, and then we switch back to the Pac-Man. And that's what I was hoping to see personally, because Ultimate, I love it when Ultimate becomes a counter-picker's game because of just how many matchups there are in this game, how many characters there are. But hey, we don't know. I mean, I keep talking about how good, Sephiroth does in this matchup personally, but this is pretty much the best Pac-Man in the world we're talking about, so maybe he won't, but this is pretty much the best Sephiroth as well to do it on top of that, so oh god.
Oh, hold up.
Be careful.
The resources right there. I love that extension right there. Getting under the stage to try to intercept the Octo Slash. Really good option there. Just you can see their brains moving for a good reason. And this is winner semifinals. Like none of these players have lost a set yet. These two are just like raring to go to see who's going to be in winners finals against Shuton later.
Mm-hmm. No Shadow Flares peeking out the Hydrant. I do believe that's a pretty good ranged option against the Hydrant, if I'm not or against just Pac-Man in general, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm surprised to see him not go for it against the Hydrant too much. Probably because he recognized it was just a situation where it was better to be patient, let Pac-Man cook, do his thing. I don't want to press a button here because I know that's exactly what T wants. So I'm just going to wait, hang by the ledge a little bit more. Beautiful air dodge to be able to grab the bell. And this is terrifying because if he lands this bell, Sephiroth smash attack might be able to do it, or he might just utilize it to get Shadow Flare, but unfortunately for Ken, looking like he's going to whiff it the first time around.
Yeah, but what's been incredible so far in this top 8 is just everyone's effectiveness of catching the Pac-Man fruit. We saw it earlier in the Tuki versus Komei set, and now we're going to see it a bit more now, and I think it's going to be more common to see. Because even myself, if I ever fight against a Pac-Man, I love getting the fruits, because then I can just use my specials and not have to give it up.
Once again, trying to keep the bell by the ledge. Nothing doing. Ken gonna reverse the situation. Wing is out, so we're gonna be bouncing around trying to get this edge guard right here. Very good on him to go right back to the ledge. Gonna charge that. Oh my god, on the. It's too nuts. It's too nuts. I'm going crazy right now. Rickles, please help me.
Right? And the fact that no stock has been forfeited just yet, like 2 stocks to 2, that should be it though, right? No, the tech at 100+% after taking the full 20+ damage of that Octo Slash. So, but the Fire Hydrant is going to eliminate your stock, so that is not a good place to be.
Not at all, my friends, not at all. Keeping the pressure on, mounted again. Hydrant right in the center stage. Going to be able to keep good pressure on it, keep it right center stage from the forward air on top of that. Alright, dash attack. Rising neutral air not going to hit right there for sure. Back air going to keep that pressure on once again. Going to get the Mega Flare out. Good air dodge on the way in to mix his options up and around it.
Just in his face right now. Ken doing a great job of just like staying grounded at these higher percents and just making T work for it.
Forgive me. Okay. Back in it here, the Apple. Gonna get the Galaga ship off of the level right there. Mega Flare gonna jump in and around. I'm loving these combo games as well on the part of Pac-Man, because here's the thing, long range might not always work in a matchup like this, because I feel like Sephiroth is gonna be really good at just non-committally hitting the Hydrant back at a character like Pac-Man for sure. But you gotta remember, Pac-Man's got good frame data up close. And Sephiroth's frame data, it's good for what it is, considering how, much of a distance demon the character can really be because of how gigantic his sword is. But Pac-Man, we're playing Smash Ultimate here, man. Zoner's got frame data. They got frame data, my friend. So, Pac-Man gets in, he might be able to get a lot of good damage up close. But now we're at that awkward percent where I feel like Ken will be able to play a lot less committally against T for sure. Just gonna hang back, wait for the dash attack, not able to get the back air in that he necessarily wants. But then the neutrals reset because of the Hydrant again, which again, Rickles, Ken just doesn't care about. Over and over again. You're gonna put that Hydrant out? I'm gonna Shadow Flare for no reason, bait you in to get this grab. Over and over again, my friend. Very solid neutral coming out from the park. He waited twice. He waited twice there for 2 different options. He waited for the jump to cover any other, ledge get up, and then he waited for the air dodge when he was reacting to the jump. That was a read and a reaction on the part of Ken. Beautiful situational awareness on the part of him right there. That was sick.
Yeah, the pressure there is just, relatively safe as well, because it's, the spacing on that, if, they were to shield it, they're not going to get too hardcore of a punish for the most part. And it's just that mind game of when are you going to release it? Absolutely one of the greatest quality of life changes from Smash 4 to Ultimate, being able to charge for more than 1 second, up to even 3 seconds. So that definitely is a mind game in its own right.
Indeed, my friend. But now we got Ken holding down a solid neutral. This is where it can be a little bit hard for Pac-Man. You got a zoner trapper character like him, but if you're the one who has a stock lead against him, it's sort of like a mini Sonic factor where it's like, oh, this character's amazing with a lead, but not as good without one, depending on the character you're playing. But Pac-Man, Don't sleep on him. This character can bring back games with the death of hell. I already said it twice. This character is pretty good frame data up close. But when you're playing against Sephiroth, man, this character can be like such a neutral monster if you're not careful enough. You get up close, he's got that neutral air as a good get-off-me tool, plus a combo tool. You got that mid-range, that's Sephiroth we're talking about, baby. You know, he's got that shield. He grabbed the key on the way back down. Gonna try to utilize it on the way back. He can utilize the Octo Slash as well to ensure he makes his way back to the stage. You see the bits of the wing falling off. Wing on deck as well, so you know this is going to be extra hard for T right now to be able to get this edge guard and take this stock, especially here in the neutral once again with the minor speed buff that Sephiroth's going to get. Dash attack again. This is looking like Ken's game to lose.
Yeah, does not get grabbed either. Incredible stuff right there. I think we might actually get to see the counter pick where you were talking about, because I think Kazuya has a really good chance of getting in these table safes. But if we do see that, then the Sonic will come out, the Pac-Man will come back. So I think we are going to witness a character like war here in the semifinals.
Yeah, we might. Because the thing is, you know, we mentioned Sonic earlier, which can do pretty well against the Kazuya, as we all know. The question here is, if we go Kazuya now, how good is that matchup against Sephiroth? Because to be completely honest, I'm not sure how many times I've seen that matchup personally. So,
yeah, no,
I'm trying to think of it off the top of my head. I don't remember the last time I've ever seen that matchup. I feel like in theory, Sephiroth will be able to just keep his distance, quote-unquote, against him, but it's Kazuya we're talking about. There's Electric Wind God Fist. There's a lot of invulnerability. Like, what do you know about that, Rickles?
What I do think is going to happen for sure is I think these two squared off earlier in the year. It might have been like the Battle of BC, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to pull it up on Smash Data GG real quick, but I want to say that last time they went toe-to-toe, I believe that it went in the Kazuya favor. So let's see what they can do here as they go into their stage counter picks and then you know, their character counter picks as well. So I just think that, like,
indeed, my friend, indeed. So, you know, it's the kind of thing he has to do, because it's like, it's not exactly the same, like, Ryu Ken factor where the characters can struggle against swords, but once they're up close, they do crazy damage. Kazuya is Kazuya is a different beast. Every single time I feel like they can't make, like, you know, an FGC character more busted than the last one, they find a way. Every single time, so I feel like I don't know how much the sword is going to matter once this character is actually in, especially with, you know, the movement that Kazuya has for sure. So all that matters at the end of the day is one touch for the most part. Sephiroth, despite his appearance, he is one of this game's lighter characters as well, and there's the Nair Train, baby! Choo-choo!
Alright, Kazuya,
down we go!
And it's FD, but it's side platform. So if anything, this is better for Kazuya. So you get all the benefits of FD and recovery mix-ups. This is incredible.
Oh, I was thinking like a gamer. I was thinking about the fact that this was Sephiroth's stage. You know, that we're on Northern Cave right now. That's just like, it's funny. He's going to beat him on his own stage. And it's looking like he's going to beat him on his own stage. The up B, not going to do it against Sephiroth at that percent. A little bit more definitely would have done it. You know, this is the train, my friend. You know what I'm talking about. The question is, how does Ken bring this back at this point? You want to just spam back air at the mid-range, my friend? He can just do that!
He's netting 12% on average for stock, so he might put him to 37 right here real quick. I'm already thinking about the Sonic counter pick.
Yeah, I'm already thinking about it too with the way this one's going. We already got the double Electric Wind God Fist. Unfortunately for him, missing the platform, but the Heaven's Gate right there, gonna be able to keep that command grab pressure on the platform, even after missing the rising neutral air to get the auto turnaround tech chase that you get on the platform. Finally getting a little bit more percent though is Ken right now. But the question is, like, he's down 2 stocks against, you know, the character that zeroed to death do better than Luigi does. Is it too little, too late? Right now, Rickles. He's got to utilize that wing, but he's not able to do it, and now he's back to the ledge. That's a re-grab.
I think it's so funny too, because one of them has Hell's Gate and one of them has Gates of Hell. Like, this is a battle of the villains right here. No way, dude.
It really is.
130% to 126. 3 stocks to 1 though. That's the difference. Kazuya could breathe on Ken, and he will explode.
And there's the breath right there, you know, big bad sword. I'll blow your house down, Mr. Kazuya. His house is definitely made of brick. His house is made of electricity. Little piggy about to go to market real quick, but there's the wing perpetually on deck because we are at 140%. If Ken is able to bring this back, if he needs an early gimp or something right now, but how do you gimp a character with the recovery like Kazuya as well? You have wing and you have the counter on top of that. Oh, you need this I thought that was going to be a falling neutral there to pop him up for sure, but I think he knew that T was going to get launched to the right if he decided to do that. He would have been prepared to tech. The footstool, not even actually putting Ken in that advantageous of a position. He's forced right back down to the ledge. This is so scary, but Ken is doing such a wonderful job at maintaining that mid-range so beautifully against him. The rage drive back on deck because we are over 100%. Ken needs this kill. He needs it now, Rickles.
Ken is doing actually an incredible job right here. Very close to bringing it to a final stock. There it is, 3 stocks to 3, but loses the wing because he legit had the wing for 3 whole stocks. They're not going to let Sephiroth have it for all of that though. But I think this is one of the coolest things to see for sure. Sephiroth on this stage specifically, it's just like a very rare sight in competitive Smash Bros. Just because mostly the stage is not legalized. But yeah, no wing to work with now, so the recovery is going to be a little bit nerfed. Kazuya again could just sneeze and it's over.
Pretty much, my friend. But the thing is, you know, how good is this character at sneezing? Apparently pretty good, as he gets a rising up air right as I say it. You know, I was going to make this whole dumb argument to be like, oh, Ken's amazing, Kazuya's amazing at getting these 0 to deaths at really low percent, but when it's time for him to kill Raw, yeah, you know, the command grab, as amazing as it is, can be a little committal, and if he gets slowly the percentage up on the part of Kazuya at that last percent, it might be a little risky to do against a character with an amazing off-stage presence like Sephiroth has. But then he just ran in and up-aired. So never mind.
That was actually pretty cool to see too. I have not seen any up airs like T's Kazuya initiating right there. Just like very low to the ground, the rising up airs, and they're gonna be super effective, especially on Sephiroth, who is one of the lighter characters in the game.
Yeah, that's another thing. That's another thing that's so scary. Sephiroth has the bad factor, and I don't mean bad as in he's like a bad character. That's not what I'm saying at all. But he has like the bad combination of being very light and very, very tall. He's not exactly... He's hard to hit because of, like, he's a neutral monster, because of how, like, big his range is. But once you're in against Sephiroth, you're in. And there's no character that's better once he's in this entire game than Kazuya Mishima. So...
Yeah. It's almost like a reversal there, too, because Kazuya is, like, the 8th heaviest in the game.
Which is so messed up when you think about it. It makes sense, but that doesn't make it any less messed up.
You know, to me, Sephiroth is what Joker should be. Like, Joker is got like an insane like hurt box where he shifts it a lot. It's harder to hit him already, and you couple that with the fact that he's like sizably heavier than Sephiroth. I think that's kind of like funny to think about.
Yeah, it definitely is funny to think about for sure. The character that 0 to deaths just winds up living forever, so, you know, sort of not immune to 0 to deaths himself, but yeah. This had to have been more with the stage counterpick, because this is not what I expected to see either. I definitely did not expect to see T go back to Pac-Man after that set. Probably because he thought he was about to get counterpicked with Sonic. So maybe he thought, like, he probably thought he was about to get counterpicked with Sonic, so he's like, I don't want to go Kazuya for that. Sonic can just play at the mid-range even better than Sephiroth can, because he's the fastest character in the game by a full unit, basically. So probably elected to just go Pac-Man as the safe bet. But as a result, you know, we got the warm Sephiroth out here, you know, only Sephiroth throughout the set so far. You know he's ready for the Pac-Man this time around, especially on a smaller stage like this. So maybe he felt like with the stage counterpick as well, on top of the fact that he didn't want to get counterpicked by Sonic. Okay, I can actually contest with Sephiroth on a stage like this.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It's essentially like a set reset here, where it's just like the counterpick war is put like on at a standstill, and I respect this choice a lot coming from T, but now he's still got to do it again. And also, another thing to consider is like, if he had gotten the 3 stock with Kazuya, like maybe there may have been some indication that maybe we could have seen that, but like Ken was figuring out the matchup as the game went on. But there we go, the charging forward smash, gonna take the first stock. Looks like the Pac-Man is back in business.
This is the meta, my friend. We thought we were going to get a normal counterpick war, but then the counterpick war gets so meta that you feel like it's a safer bet to just go back to the character that you lost with because of the stage that you're going on. You know, Pac-Man's got the frame data to contest with Sephiroth on a stage like this. Now he's the mid-range monster still, but on a stage like Hollow Bastion, you know, Pac-Man's traps can be pretty deadly on a stage like this against a character with not the best frame data, or just sort of awkward hitboxes as good as they are, like Sephiroth's are. So it's always interesting to see these counterpicks go off, as the grab release right there on par of the water actually going to put Ken in frame advantage right there, and he's going to be the one to be able to get that jab and reset the neutral right there. But T, slowly but surely, playing off the level, just trying to run away and get as much damage on this lead as he possibly can, running out the clock against the Sephiroth, forcing him to play a little slow, Rickles.
And this is like at least the third or fourth attempt that we got to see from Ken to opt for like a ledge trump, and it looks like the most that like Sephiroth can even get for the most part is like a nair. Maybe at higher percents he can like take riskier options, but he doesn't have the stock advantage or the same stock situation luxury to make that happen. So has to get rid of this first stock if they want to make any plays.
That's a hard committal option right there on part of that bell, but not the biggest punish on the part of Ken. He didn't use a smash attack, and he probably didn't want to use one because he knew it wasn't going to kill at the low percent that Sephiroth is at, and just didn't want to keep Pac-Man smash attacks as a used resource on the stale negation chart. Woo! Very smart resource management on the part of T right there, and very beautiful hydrant ledge trapping on the part of Sephiroth. The Giga Flare, just hanging low. That
amazing get off me tool right there, throwing it through the stage.
Yeah. That's Pac-Man, baby. I mean, that's another good thing I feel like Pac-Man might have in this matchup, despite how good I feel like Sephiroth is in the neutral against it. When it comes to the Giga Flare, if Sephiroth doesn't time it right, which is a little harder to do than you might think, Pac-Man, has got the trampoline. He can just sort of hang below the ledge as the forward air raw is going to take the stock, just jumping off and doing it in the beef. I feel like Pac-Man could just sort of negate Giga Flare by just sort of bouncing on the stage underneath it and just timing it properly. Not to say it isn't scary, but, might not be as effective in a matchup like this.
Yeah, I think that mobility assist from the wing just gave him the confidence to just go out there pretty deep and fast. So really good stuff from Ken to just equalize the stock count, and still has the wing too, so can definitely get a lot of mileage off of it.
For sure, my friend. And now we have T bouncing up and down, just hanging on to this lead. It's funny, despite the small stage that we have a counter pick to right here, T is playing very defensive in this game, a lot more defensive than he was playing even in the first game when we saw the Pac-Man. It's like he's just sort of negating the wing by just hanging off the level a lot more, laying out that, putting that hydrant down when he needs to, getting the bell when he has to. He's never playing in the really good solid mid-range that Sephiroth is really good in. You put the hydrant down, I could just back air you from a safe distance and then keep that pressure on you when you're hanging above the ledge. But when he's hanging below it, Sephiroth's kind of got to commit. And speaking of committals, oh, the bell down there sinking with the back air. Very beautiful situational awareness and just edgeguard onslaught. Aggressive continuation on the part of T right there. They're nutty.
At 50%, not even using the Galaga to initiate that, but speaking of the Galaga, we have it going right now. And what I'm loving from T right now is we're so used to seeing the bell setups on the stage, but the way that T is using the bell off the stage through the stage is next level. Oh, no way!
No, you think he's good. He's good. He's got launched in the right way. If he got launched towards the stage, that could have been a little more scary. It's the rising hitbox of the Pac-Man up. He would have done it, but the bell is still in hand at kill percent. Z-drop, done.
Love that. He just knows exactly what he needs when he needs it.
Not to mention also knowing the exact angles on top of that as well. He recognized he wasn't in a position to fall with back air. A lot of lower level Pac-Man players think, oh, it might be easier to just go for back air right here. But most of them, and especially the highest level ones like T that we got right here, recognize, okay, I'm not facing the right direction to be able to get back air here, which would be my more consistent kill option. But I'm a Pac-Man player, baby. I know the angle that the bell's going to send at, so I'm just going to get the hitbox of the down air and only getting the last launching hitbox of it as well, mind you. On top of that, the spacing. Mwah! Chef's kiss, divine.
Yeah, love to see that for sure. Absolutely brilliant plays right here for T here in winter semis. One game away from advancing the top 3, and just as projected as well. We just saw the 1 seed take over the 4 seed. Now we're taking the seed and the 2 seed up a game here in winter semis. Ken has to make some plays. They were making adjustments throughout at least the Kazuya game, but I don't know if we're actually gonna. I mean, I guess that's the advantage now that T has going up 2-1, where the Kazuya could come out in a game 5 if necessary.
Yeah, that's going to be the hype moment. I love counterpick wars when they get to the point of the final game where neither of the counterpicks really wind up being the 100% best options, or what's going to happen, so you're just prepared for it at that point. It's always interesting to see. So looking to see what we're getting right here. Same matchup. No, we're looking like we're hesitating a little bit, but it's looking like that's what we're going to pick. T's just got to blow his nose. You can't play Pac-Man when you got an unblown nose. You just can't.
He's got to blow his mind somewhere, right?
He's blowing my mind right now. To be honest, that setup with the down air was nuts. I mean, you saw what happened to me. You saw what I wrote in the chat. My mind was literally blown.
Oh, absolutely, dude. This is actually ridiculous. Yeah, going to game 4 as well. So it's very impressive stuff. Some of the world's best players here And exclusively in top 6, it's like 5 players from Japan, and then we have Chegg running the Japanese gauntlet. They want to stand a chance. They've already gone through Earth, and then up next is going to be Yak in loser side.
I love it when that happens.
Hold up.
I love it when Pac-Man just gets spiked into the trampoline. It's just like, psych.
Right now, Ken cooking pretty early, like a couple good openings away from potentially getting a huge stock lead, but not just like that. One opening later and loses the percent lead.
We're also on a very different stage layout than we were on before, my friend. We are rocking Battlefield this time around. Normal Battlefield with the top platform on top of that. This is Ken's counter pick. So I'm kind of anxious to see how this one's going to go. To be oh, and there's the weak hit of the down air. Not the hit that he wanted, but there you go. He's fine. He's fine. He's fine. The trampoline.
Oh.
The awareness and not able to get the hitbox out in time because of the way that Ken's hurtbox shifted. Oh my god, that was crazy. That wasn't even spaghetti. That was just like, that was just awkward. Like, that was just luck.
We're seeing a ton of bizarre interactions between these two already, especially we saw off the side with the Octo Slash, with the Hydrant, just knocking each other off, a couple of overextensions with the forward smashes, and ooh, great damage right there.
Are we gonna see a counter right here? No, we're gonna wait for the trampoline and get the Giga Flare. Beautiful, literal perfect timing off of the neutral getup as well to get all the invulnerability frames that he needed. We're gonna go right back under the stage. Time that one up. That flare not as strong as the Giga Flare, if I'm not mistaken. So, unless that was the Giga Flare and I'm getting Giga Flare and Mega Flare confused. But either way, the ledge guarding has been on point. Beautiful tech off of the weak hit as well. These guys are warm workers. They are warm.
Oh, absolutely. It's actually incredible to see, especially because, like, that's what I was talking about earlier. Like, the way that Ken was holding on to the fruit forever still allows you to use every special in your kit. So just hanging on to it for a very long time is kind of what you want to do if you can afford it, if you have the specials for it. So we saw the ledge traps coming out, but oh, no way. Is that going to... Okay, just staying alive, back here's not enough to do it.
Oh, my God. And, like, the angled up B right there to make his way back down to the ledge, down diagonal. You don't see Sephiroth do that every day. These guys are picking some pretty unorthodox options to get at each other. Now they're just scrapping. This is what I love to see about, you know, these players, especially some of the Japanese players. Is that, you know, we'll see the same matchup over and over again, but they'll play so differently, as if it's like a damn near different matchup in the next game. And these guys are picking some pretty unorthodox options that they weren't doing before. Mayhaps it has something to do with the stage layout, the triplats, knowing that there's a no-fly zone up top and that Ken might want to catch T's landings a little bit more. Maybe that's why T is playing so much more underneath the ledge, just wants to camp a little bit more. Could be me, could be that, who knows, my friend, but either way, these guys are scrapping right now. We are about 3 minutes or 2 minutes into this game. I don't know if you noticed, no stocks are gone yet.
Yeah, oh my goodness, yeah, basically 3 minutes off the clock, which is crazy to consider because they were doing such a good job in the early game. They both racked up 60 or 70% in the first few seconds of the game, and now here they are. I think what it is Ken realizing this is his winner's side game. He needs to, like, just control the pace a bit better, especially on his counter pick here.
And he does, my friend, and that might have been part of the reason why he picked Battlefield right there, as that forward air takes the stock. He could just safely poke with that forward air right from all the way at the back end, the other side of the platform, because of how long Sephiroth's sword is, and just can very non-committally ledge trap or ledge guard a character like Pac-Man for sure. So, very good stuff on him, sort of creating a no-fly zone, because if he decided to go high, or if T decided to go high, you know that platform is going to create a no-fly zone for sure. So really, really good awareness on the part of Ken to be able to get that. T's going to need this stock, and he needs it now, Rickles.
Yeah, there's a bit of pressure in the corner trying to set up into a grab, but not going to get anything off of it. And it's crazy to think because, like, as long as you are grounded here as Ken, you can kind of hang on for a little bit longer because, again, Pac-Man doesn't have the best options to KO.
No, he definitely needs those bell setups for sure. And speaking of, we got Ken just waiting exactly where he knew the bell was going to be, shielding, waiting for the hitbox to dissipate so he can pick it up. And keeping the pressure going, and narrowly able to get that shield out in time for the apple as well. Ken is playing the Pac-Man matchup right now. He's playing it really well, and he's not even always playing in the mid-range either. Very, very smart play coming out from both of these players right now. But a little bit smarter on the part of Ken, as he still has not lost his first stock yet, but he finally does. That was a crazy situation, Rickles.
Yeah, very few things can contest Octo Slash. And no, is he going to die? Yeah,
oh, boy.
There's no way that just happened, right?
No, it did.
Like the 4 minute first stock and then the 10-second second stock.
You gotta be kidding me, man. I didn't even think about it like that until you pointed it out that way. That's an astute observation, my friend. Yeah, that's the crazy thing about Pac-Man and the crazy thing about Ultimate in general. The zoners have buttons, which is not something that happens in a lot of other games, for sure. So, Pac-Man could just do that if and you're not careful. Just literally dragged him down like it was a damn, like, melee Shine Spike edge guard on the way back. Can't even get the down air hitbox either, and even if he did, the trampoline was on part, and all of a sudden, in one quick turnaround, this is absolutely cheese game to lose at this point. Only 78% tacked onto the second stock at this point, already 46% on Ken.
Oh,
yeah, he's going for hard. He's going for hard. He recognized he needs the stock now, so he's going for hard read, stuff like that.
You kind of have to, especially with like a minute and a half left. We can't have a T with 2 stocks sitting with 90 seconds left.
Yeah, this all of a sudden turned into a war of attrition. This is not exactly what we thought was going to happen here. Ken getting a little bit of a taste of his own medicine. Not that Ken is even necessarily one of the super campier Sonics for sure, but Sonic has been known to camp, being the fastest character in the game that he is. And now, on the other end of the spectrum, we have him being timed out. Yeah, getting rid of that, the hydrant right there, but the Octo Slash on the way back in as well. Now you see him camping down there with the wing. Facing the wrong direction to even be able to get a kill right there, because if he got a nair, it would have gone for the stage spike. He's just committing. He just started committing. And he got commitments back.
He almost kind of had to, but that was not the commitment to make. Maybe down smash on shield would have been a bit safer. Just put some like threat into them. But yeah, that's going to be it for Ken here in winner's bracket. We have T moving on 3-1 going up against Shuton later. What an incredible set though. Like there's been no blowout so far. No. In fact, hold on. All 4 sets we've commentated so far have been 3-1.
I didn't even think about it that way. Because that's another good observation. I wasn't thinking about the set count like that, but you're absolutely right. I wonder if that curse is going to be broken, or if all the sets that we're going to be able to cast is going to be like that. But hey, T did what he had to do. He just did what he had to do. Yeah.
And we got a couple more for you right now as well. We're going to go up